In our last episode, we rescued Rah-Rah from the Grafton Steel Underground at the bequest of Gale, her super mutant caretaker. Rah-Rah can get into tight places. Gale is the muscle. We are well on our way to putting a team together for this Vault 79 heist. Now we need a jack of all trades, or in this case, a Johnny of all trades. Specifically, Gentleman Two Guns Johnny Weston, a man of wit and charm. Meg tells us we can't do the job without him, but he's the kind of man who only takes jobs he wants to do. Meg has given us the challenge to convince Johnny that he wants to do the Vault 79 heist, and she wants us to convince him to take a smaller cut. We find Gentleman Johnny Weston waiting for us in his lavish bedroom inside the crater core.
Hey there, Vault Dweller. I've heard all about the plans for that Vault 79 raid of yours, so I'll spare you the time and tell you I'm in. All that sweet, sweet gold is as good as ours.
Wait, how do you know about the plan? Meg told me to keep a lid on it.
And you've done a good job with that, haven't you? Don't worry, you were plenty careful. But old Johnny's got his ways.
No offense, but I don't know why we need you for the job.
Let me lay it out for you. There's a reason Meg wants me on this job. She believes we're gonna run into people down there. If 79's anything like Vault 76, there are living, breathing people inside just waiting for their vault to open up. And if these people are anything like you and your little friends, they'll be naive and easy as pie to manipulate into giving us whatever we want. No offense, of course.
Wow, that was easy. So you're ready to go?
Well, see, that's where it gets tricky. There's this other job I need some assistance with before I can devote any time to stealing from what's left of the federal government. And from what I've seen and heard, you're just the sort of person that could help me out.
Okay, Johnny, what's the catch?
Hey, catch? It's not a catch so much as it is a business deal. Before I sign on for your vault raid, I need you to do something for me. You've got the kind of skills I need to help pull off a very important job.
Right. Here's the catch.
Okay, fine. It's a catch. Is that what you needed to hear? Does it matter? Let's just move on.
If you're as good as they say you are, why don't you do it yourself?
Glad you asked. Simple answer, it's a two-person job.
What if I don't want to do your little job first?
Come on, you should know. That's a non-starter for me, Vault Dweller. See, I don't need your little vault raid to make dough. But you do need me. Just listen to what I've got to say, then make up your mind.
As long as I don't have to deal with a kid or a suicidal ghoul, I'm all ears.
Definitely no kids. Can't make any promises about suicidal ghouls. But I can say Lou won't be involved. Nah, this will be fun. I promise.
All right, sure. So what do you need me to do?
Ah, great. Enthusiasm. I love it. So here's what's what. I used to run jobs with my partner, Hal. Hal's a dear old friend. Known him since before the war. Hal and I went our separate ways when I joined up with Meg's crew. Now he's being held as a slave by a group of unsavory hooligans out by Watoga. And being forced to do who knows what. I got a plan to free him.
First, I have some questions.
All right, shoot.
Watoga's pretty big. Where do we find Hal?
Well, these guys run a deadly arena competition out of the old Civic Center. Now, Meg asked me to scope it out and find out what their deal was. See if maybe we could get them to join us. It was clear these weren't the type of people we wanted in our crew. Slavery's a big no-no with Meg. And these folks are all about it. But while I was betting on one of the matches, I spotted Hal waiting on people hand and foot in one of the arena's luxury boxes.
How did Hal wind up in Watoga?
My best guess is that when he and I split, he kept following the trail south. The hooligans from the Watoga arena must have offered him his life in exchange for servitude. Knowing Hal, he probably figured he would bide his time and find a way out of his situation later.
Why did you and he part ways?
Now, it happened after we found the crater and decided to settle, but Hal's not the type who enjoys being in one place for too long. To be honest, neither am I. But Meg's crew offers resources and opportunities that we just weren't finding on our own anymore. Well, Hal thought we'd be better off on our own. I told him I was staying put. He struck out by himself, and that was the end of it.
What do you need a second person for?
The best cons require a partner. Someone to help sell the illusion. In this case, my partner, that would be you, are going to play a critical role in selling that illusion. I could probably rescue Hal myself, but it's riskier than I like. Now, I figure with your skills, there's very little chance we could screw this up.
Okay, I think I get it.
Good. Right, so about this competition. People fight for riches, food, supplies, whatever they're willing to bet. Half the competitors are slaves, and their masters are betting on them. Others are just people trying to make their fortune.
Why don't we just go there, kill everyone, and save Hal?
Whoa, kick it down a notch, Captain Murder Hobo. That's Plan B. Plan A is all about safety and finesse.
They're making Hal fight to the death? What can we do about that?
Now, Hal isn't much of a fighter, so he's being held there by one of these guys for some other purpose.
So you want to fight in this competition while I try to save Hal?
Not quite, but close.
Go on.
I want to pass you off as my slave. I'll make a deal to sell you to Hal's master after you win the competition that will rig in your favor. Once you get into the slave quarters, you and Hal will break out and rendezvous with me. Any questions?
Of course I have questions.
As you should.
What the hell?
Fair enough. I know it sounds insane, but trust me, I've pulled off much more complicated and dangerous cons. This is nothing. If you stick with me and do what I tell you, it'll go smooth as pre-war butter. I'll be doing all the heavy lifting.
What kind of competition is this?
It seems to change from time to time. But I got word that the next competition is your standard arena battle. You versus whatever feral ghouls and other creatures they've dug up. The first prize goes to whichever combatant clears them out fastest.
What happens if I don't win?
You will. I'm gonna rig the competition in your favor, so there's no way you'll lose. Now, on the off chance you somehow fail, I won't be happy, but we'll have to improvise. Think of this as a trial run for the vault job. It'll let me know how much I can trust you.
How am I supposed to escape?
That is a bit of an unknown, so it's mostly gonna be on you to figure out. See, luckily after the competition, the place tends to clear out pretty fast, so you'll only have like a few guards to deal with. They're nothing special, so whichever direction you choose to go, I think you'll be able to handle it. Of course, I'll help where I can.
Okay, I've heard enough. I'm ready.
All right. So, here's how it'll go down. Meet me at the Watoga Civic Center, and I'll do some legwork before you get there. You'll want to slip in the back entrance. I'll be waiting. In character. We'll get you into the competition, and I'll go over the final details with you once I know more. See you there, partner.
With that, gentleman, two guns, Johnny Weston turns around and heads out of the crater core. Now we see a terminal here on Johnny's wall, but it's locked, and it requires a key. My Fallout instincts kicked in, and I crept up behind him to try to pick it, but yeah, we can't pickpocket this guy. And so we're stuck with a terminal that we can't unlock. Yet, that is. I guess it must keep its secrets for now. We need to meet him at the Watoga Civic Center. Now, the Watoga Civic Center was a pre-Wastelanders location, which we explored in detail in a previous live stream. But after Wastelanders, the entire place has changed. It's no longer a big civic center we can openly explore. It's now an arena. And when we head through the front door, we find Johnny waiting for us by the door to the locker room. And he's changed his getup. Now, well, he kind of looks like me, actually. Great wardrobe taste, buddy. Twinsies. When ready, we can talk to Johnny.
Keep quiet and let me do the talking from now. Follow me, and remember, you're my slave.
you are. Well, hurry along then, we're late. You're lucky I didn't beat you to the Milux when I had the chance.
Oh, and that's a fantastic accent. With a slightly cockney swagger, Gentleman Johnny heads down the stairs. We pass under a banner that says, "You die," and we arrive at a receptionist.
Hey, your slave doesn't have his collar on. You better take him inside and fix that quick before he does something you'll regret.
No worries, old chap. I've got it right here. Poor thing's got the trots, he does. Had to go round the back way so he could do his duty outside before entering. Like the proper scum he is. She'll be all empty now. What do you have to say for yourself, slave?
What the hell? That's gross. I didn't have the trots.
Are you telling me that you lied about it this whole time? What was that ungodly smell then? Either way, you'll get a sound thrashing for it, if you survive!
Sorry, sir. I won't let it happen again, sir.
Good, because it'll be the end of you if you do.
Just make sure she doesn't make a mess. Because I'm the one who's got to clean it up. And get that stinking collar on her.
Oi! You heard the nice bloke. Come over here, so I can put this collar around your scrawny neck.
And as promised, Johnny's a slick talker. He talks his way right past the guard and brings us to a bench at the end of the locker room.
What the hell was that? I told you to play along, not talk back. You'll blow our cover. Just stick to the plan from now on.
Or, if we went along with this story...
Hey, thanks for playing it cool. I signed you up as an alternate to get you into today's match. So you'll go in if one of the current fighters loses before the match is over. I have a good feeling that's gonna happen, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Now, if you screw up and they try to detonate your collar, it's on to plan B. Kill everyone, save Hal, and make it out alive.
Did you have to lie to the guard and tell him that I've got diarrhea?
I know, it's not elegant. But when the lie is specific and disgusting enough, people don't bother asking questions. As you can see, it worked.
What's with the outfit and accent?
Like it? It's a character I whipped up just in case. I don't want anyone here knowing who I am or tracing it back to the crater. So instead, I'm
Reginald B. Humphreys, from jolly old England, mate. Got stuck in DC when the airplane stopped running and couldn't make it back across the pond.
What's the deal with this collar?
It's a deterrent in case a fighter tries to escape or turns on the audience, or in the case of today's match, if they end around in last place. It's designed to blow up at the push of a button, taking your neck with it. But don't worry, I've replaced yours with a dud collar. I picked it up last time I was here and removed the explosives.
Can we go over plan B?
Well, there's not much to go over. If all else fails, we're going out guns blazing. It won't be ideal, and we'll need to murder every last one of these chumps. And still rescue Hal. Let me be clear, do not lead us into plan B. I will not be happy.
We can pass a charisma check of 8 or greater to say, hey, think you could treat me with a little more dignity in front of people?
Sorry, just trying to make this more believable. Yeah, I was going to enroll you as the septic survivor, but I'll think of something a little more dignified. Now, other than that, I'm going to need you to roll with the punches, just like you did back there. No sense blowing our cover over egos.
Understood. What's next?
While you're down here, I'll work my magic in the stands, doing recon and making deals. There are 3 rounds. You'll need to fend off whatever they throw at you. Between each round, I'll come back here for a pep talk, and we'll discuss our various options. I'm counting on you to come in first. Don't let me down.
All right, septic survivor. Get out there when they call you, and don't let me down. I've got a lot of caps riding on you.
Septic survivor? I'd rather be the soul survivor. However, if we pass the charisma check, this goes a little bit differently.
All right, Atomic Avenger. Get out there when they call you, and don't let me down. I've got a lot of caps riding on you.
All right, Atomic Avenger. I can live with that.
You're the bloody slave, and I'm your master. Don't make me remind you again. What did I say? No biscuits till you've earned it. Oi! Back away, slave. Know your place.
And he stays in character. Taking a look at our inventory, we see that sure enough, we've got a dud explosive color on. Exploring the locker room, we can head back to the registration guard.
Don't you have an arena match to lose?
He has a space helmet on the table with knives sticking in it. Oh, and they're bloody. There's probably a head still in there. And we stumble upon some of the other contestants. First, we find Maximum Maddie.
Only one of us is gonna make it tonight, and you're sadly mistaken if I'm gonna let some newbie alternate beat me. Had to be an elimination match tonight. Fuck it, I know what I'm doing. All you chumps are the ones who have to worry, not me. What's your problem, newbie? This is gonna be your first and last appearance in the arena tonight. I'll make sure of it. Why don't you go bother Klaus over there? He'll only bite your ear off. I'll do much worse if you mess with me. Get a good look, creep. 'Cause that collar of yours guarantees it's the last time you'll lay eyes on a true champion before you lose.
Okay, what a charmer. We find evidence of torture and murder around every corner. Skeletons in the stalls and piled against the corners. Then we find Death Klaus. Okay, man of few words. Then against the wall, we find the facilities terminal in the first facilities report. So I have a question. Why do we have locker rooms? All the teams are robots. Even the high school events are all robots because none of the kids actually play. They just send their handy units to do it for them. At least the place is always clean. This is in reference to what the Civic Center was used for before the war. The children of all of the rich people who lived in Watoga didn't actually play sports. They let their robots do it for them. In the second events report, ticket sales are half of what we projected. No one wants to watch bots play basketball, especially since you can't even tell the teams apart. I know human jerseys don't fit them, but can we get different colored hats at least? And in the last one, antiques show. Glad we tried a more creative use of the space. Unfortunately, none of the residents actually brought any antiques to appraise. The oldest piece of furniture was a TV from last year. They were genuinely shocked when we told them it didn't qualify. At least the owner of Appalachian Antiques was happy. Sold everything she brought. I believe there's probably a subtle jab at consumerism in there somewhere. Lying on one of the benches, we find the holotape, "You Smart Bastard."
Eugene! Oh, you smart bastard! You were right. No one notices that those things won every single night this week. I mean, they're going to have to catch on sometime, right? Which means we should probably make them lose sometimes, right? To keep it seeming on the regular.
Looks like before the war, people were taking advantage of the all-robot sports teams to do a bit of cheating and gambling. Guarding the door to the arena is the arena guard.
Get back there and wait to be called.
And then we find Nuclear Dawn.
You want a tip? Listen, I know how to survive in there. You just gotta... Wait. What? You're just trying to get into my head. Get out! Get out! You want a piece of me? Huh? No, gotta stay focused. Match. You should too. What are you? You trying to suck me out? Well, it ain't gonna work. When I win this, that's it. I'll have paid off my debt. Oh, I can taste that freedom. It tastes like... metal? No, that's something else. Stay away! I don't like people touching me. I don't like people near me. Just, go away.
Oh, I feel bad about this guy. I hope he doesn't die. When ready, we can hop out of our power armor, and as Johnny said, sit on the bench. The screen fades to black. We hear the roar of the crowd, and then we get our cue.
Hey, that's you. Get out there.
Hopping back in our power armor, we see that the door is now open.
I know how to make injuries look like accidents, and nobody in here's gonna complain about you getting crippled. Understand?
Moving forward, we round a turn, lined with raider slave cages, and then enter the arena. We find the Watoga Civic Center arena greatly transformed. Cages and scrap barricades everywhere. And as the crowd cheers, we get attacked by the first wave. Ghouls. I should point out at this point that there are laser turrets in this arena, and if we try to run into the stadium seating to confuse the ghouls or make it harder for them to get us, the turrets fire on us. Something I didn't learn until I tried this again on my squishy character. And they don't stop even if we go back to the arena floor. Once we hit the stairs, they fire for the rest of the match. So it's important that we stay in the ring. As was explained to us, our performance is being watched and timed. One of the other combatants went before us, this time Nuclear Dawn. His performance was also timed. If we cleared all of the enemies faster, we win, which means Dawn loses. And if Dawn loses, they bring him out to the arena and... Oh, Nuclear Dawn, no. Oh, Dawn, you poor guy. I wonder if he deserved to die. The guard heads back inside, and we can use the opportunity to explore the stands. These have greatly changed as well. We find skeletons and heads on pikes, but a few sights that remain from before Wastelanders. Some garden gnomes and Mr. Jangles are in the audience. I tried to figure out where all of this crowd noise was coming from, but looking up, we only see the silhouettes of a few people in the rooms above the arena. We find a door to the east. Here we find a storage room with a couple of containers that we can loot. All of the other doors leading to concessions are locked. So to continue, we need to head back inside the locker room.
You've got a lot of nerve talking to me.
After exchanging pleasantries with the guard, we can head back to Johnny.
Wow, people out there seem impressed. Keep it up, and this will be a piece of cake. Okay, listen up. I found a couple ways we can tip the scale in our favor. Now, Nuclear Dawn was using some strange new blend of chems to give himself an edge. And now he's dead, we can steal it. Use it ourselves. Now, I also discovered a powerful turret system built into the arena. I bet I can hack it and turn it against your targets in the ring.
Could you repeat that?
Sure. Okay, now option 1. Steal and use performance-enhancing chems from Nuclear Dawn's locker while I distract the guard. Now, option 2, I can hack the arena's turret system to fight for you during your round.
We find a number of options, and we'll explore as many as we can. This time we can ask him to hack the turrets for us.
You got it. Based on what I heard, this shouldn't arouse suspicion because malfunctions happen all the time with their system.
When ready for round 2, we can hop out of our power armor and again sit on the bench. The screen fades to black, and then we hear the roar of the crowd. Heading to the arena, this time we get attacked by floaters. And because Johnny hacked the turrets, when they start up, they only fire upon the floaters. Floaters are just nasty, and some of them can even drain your fusion cores, as I explored in my video on floaters that you can watch here. So I spent most of this time just running around avoiding damage and letting the turrets do their work. The turrets kill these guys really slowly. Perhaps it was due to my level these floaters spawned at a high level, and I was concerned about my time. So I jumped back down there and took as many as I could out. What I wasn't paying attention to at the time is I only had 2 fusion cores on my inventory. And these blue floaters, when they explode, drain your fusion cores. So when I walked away from this battle, all my fusion cores had been drained. Of the two choices, I believe the turrets is the worst one. When I tried this on my squishy character using the turrets, I went into the stadium stands to keep away from the floaters because they had a hard time moving up there, and with the turrets focusing on the floaters, I didn't need to worry about the turrets hitting me. But I found that if we did this, the floaters' AI defaulted to them looking for a safe place. And so all of the floaters crammed into a supply closet out of line of sight of the turrets. That coupled with the fact that the turrets do so low damage, it's just not a very good option. The chem option is much better. I'll choose it a bit later, but Nuclear Dom's chem blend doubles our damage, grants us 100 damage resist, and gives us 100 to our max health for 5 minutes. It's an instant heal, fully restoring our health, and it gives us a heal over time that heals an enormous amount of life for 5 minutes. When I used the chem on my squishy character, it was the only thing that allowed me to complete this challenge under the time limit. Now, I couldn't just stand in the middle of the arena and have the floaters pile on top of me. That was too much damage for even Nuclear Dawn's custom chem blend. But with the chem, I could kite around and take pot shots, and I was almost always at max health. I found the floaters to be the most difficult of the challenges we get here, so my advice is to save the chem for this one. But that said, dying isn't that big of a deal. If we die during arena combat, we spawn back at the locker room door, and the battle is still going on. The timer doesn't reset, and we have another chance at full health to finish off the monsters. Of course, by dying, we're wasting more time, meaning we're more likely to fail, but at least after dying, we don't have to start all the way over at the beginning again. When the last of the floaters die, the turrets turn off, and our performance is matched with that of another combatant. This time, it's matched with Death Klaus. Oh no, Death Klaus. Who won? Oh, I won. Oh, poor Death Klaus. But we live to fight another day. Heading back into the locker room, we can check in with Johnny.
Good job, Septic Survivor. But you're gonna need to do better than that to win the final round. Second place is now last place.
After you win, I'll come meet you down on the arena floor, where we'll go over the final plans. Then you're on your own. Oh, I also found some new information we can use to our advantage, if you so choose. Now, I'm certain I can convince Maxima Maddie to throw the round if I tell her I'll disable her collar and buy her freedom. So what kind of help do you want from me this round?
Could you go over our options again?
Sure thing. Okay, now option 1. Steal and use performance-enhancing chems from Nuclear Dawn's locker while I distract the guard. Or option 3, I can con Maxima Maddie into throwing the round, which will make it unlikely you'll come in last place.
Now, if we had taken the chems in the last round, our two options here would have been convincing Maddie to throw the round and using the turrets. If, however, we took the turrets in the last round, our options are to use the chems or convince Maddie to throw the round. We'll go through both options. First, let's go for the chems.
Okay, I'll create a distraction, and you raid Don's locker for the chems. Now, I can only distract for so long without raising suspicion. So be quick. The chems should last at least one round, so make it count.
If we choose to go for the chems, Johnny heads to the nearby guard to distract him while we steal the chems.
Oi! There's something I need to speak with you about.
Whoa. You got a problem, buddy? Take it up with the boss man, Sargento.
Oh, it's like that, isn't it? You should know that Sargento's a very busy man, and he don't like being disturbed when he's running his show. Now, how's he gonna respond when I tell him you're the one what told me to bother him, when you're perfectly capable of handling this yourself? Yeah, you think he's gonna like that? Gonna give you a nice fat promotion for that cock-up? Or you think he's gonna cut off your arms and make you his next arena fighter? Maybe feed said arms to a captive Deathclaw? as a nice appetizer for the main course. You.
All right, you made your point. What do you want?
Right, now there's a man who knows his onions. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I saw Maddie over there giving me Slave the old googly eyes. Now, I don't know, given her cannibalistic past, if she wants a meal, or if she just wants a quick snog. Either way, I want you to keep that dodgy natter away from me, fighter. Or I'll make sure Sargento knows who buggered it all up.
Yeah, sure. You got it. Whatever you say.
You giving me guff? Do you want to see me really cheesed off? Your boss man is showing considerable interest in purchasing me fighter when we win it. He's not gonna want damaged goods. Understand? Now, you do a good job. Maybe I tell Sargento and you move up in the world. Does that sound like the dog's bollocks? Or what?
You do that?
I would. Swear on me dead mum's grave.
Okay. We got a deal. I won't let Maddie get near your fighter, and you better not forget to tell the boss.
You got it, old chap. Now, I've got to get back and make sure me fighter ain't got into some trouble. Pleasure doing business.
That Johnny, he could talk the stink off a skunk. The other option, of course, is to convince Maddie to throw the round.
But sure thing. Maddie's anxious and focused on self-preservation. She'll be an easy con. Look, it's unfortunate what happens to the losers here. But Maddie deserves to die. I just need you to go talk to the guard and distract him while I do it. You cool with that, right?
Wait, die? I thought you were gonna free her.
Oh, no, of course not. And I'm not actually gonna disable her collar. No, she'll pop like the others. Don't worry, though. She deserves it. She was exiled and sold into slavery because she killed kids and ate them. Real nasty stuff.
Okay, I'm cool with this option.
Good. Go do your thing and I'll do mine.
Gentleman Johnny Two Guns Weston doesn't move until we talk to the guard. Remember, the roles are reversed here. We are now the distraction while Johnny goes and talks to Maddie.
Stand down, slave. It'd be a shame if you were to get injured before your next fight.
I'm hungry. Do you have anything to eat?
What does this look like, a food bank? You want to eat? Then your owner should have brought something for you. You ain't getting it from me.
Fine. How about just a drink of water?
You're not taking the hint, are you? Fine. Tell you what. There are some toilets around the corner over there. If you're desperate, you can check them for water.
My master mistreats me and won't give me anything unless I win.
Doesn't sound like my problem. If your master wanted you to win, he'd have given you something to eat. The fact that he hasn't should tell you something about that. Sure seems like no one's gonna mourn your loss. Least of all me.
Oh, just a little snack, please.
I told you, I'm not giving you anything. You're a slave. Worse, you're a slave that doesn't seem to know their place.
Come on, please.
No.
Pretty please?
Nah.
Please with cheese?
Nope.
Please with cheese on trees.
Not a chance.
Through 3 cheese trees, 3 free fleas flew.
Not gonna happen.
While these fleas flew, Freezy Breeze blew.
No way.
Freezy Breeze made these 3 trees freeze.
Keep dreaming.
Freezy trees made these trees cheese freeze.
Drop it before I drop you.
That's what made these 3 freeze fleas sneeze.
Please stop.
Fox in socks? No?
Nah.
Okay. But there's something else on my mind.
What do I look like? Someone who cares? Nah. I'm the guy who gets paid to keep scumbags like you in line. Need a demonstration?
We can pass a charisma check of 4 to say, "Whoa there! I don't mean to cause trouble. Just thought you looked bored standing there, alone. Wanna talk?"
You know, slaves are supposed to keep to themselves and shut the hell up. But, what the heck. You're right. I'm bored as shit down here. What do you want to know?
What's your name?
Glenn. Yeah, I never liked it. But I never had the heart to change it, even though everyone else around here changed theirs after civilization fell.
And from here on out, his name is no longer Arena Guard, it's Glenn. Well, how'd you get to be a guard here?
Yeah, Funny story. I ran into Sargento and his gang out in the capital Wasteland. I was just a scrappy kid at the time, and I stole cans of food from him. Got caught, and wound up in a fist fight with the boss man himself. I decked him hard with a sucker punch, but he laughed it off and offered me a job as a caravan guard. When we settled here, I just kept at it. Only now, instead of keeping jerks away, I keep them in.
What was your life like before the bombs fell?
Hell if I know. I might have been 2 years old at the time. This world is all I've ever known.
Do you have any family?
Nah, parents are dead. Died when I was 14 before I joined up with Sargento. Never had any brothers or sisters. No wife, no kids. I only have to worry about myself.
What's the craziest thing you've seen in the arena?
This whole thing's pretty new, so there's not much, but... Oh, this one gal, a volunteer, not a slave, mind you. She climbs up on the back of this huge Yaogwai and starts riding it around. It's thrashing around, trying to get at her, but she pulls out this length of rusty barbed wire and saws its damn head off. Then she tosses it in Sargento's lap and spits at his feet. Oh, the most badass thing I've ever seen. She left with her prize and never came back. Too bad.
Oh, I hope we get to meet her in a future DLC. Well, there's something else I want to talk about.
You don't take hints very well. Do you need a blunt force reminder of your place here, slave?
You know, something tells me your boss wouldn't like you roughing up the competitors.
Yeah, but he'd understand if I told him a slave stepped out of line and tried to break free. Know what I'm saying?
I don't understand. I'm not going to break free.
Let me spell it out for you then. I don't like you. I don't have much interest in the well-being of some chump who's probably just gonna die one way or another tonight. So maybe don't test me. Because if you do, that probably will be a definitely. And I don't give a shit about the consequences because there ain't gonna be none.
I'm not gonna cause any trouble. I just wanted to know where to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, sure. There's a room around the corner with toilets in it. The plumbing don't work so good, but, it's there if you need it. Just don't mess it up too bad, or you'll be the one cleaning it up.
I get it, but if word got out that was happening, no one would bring their slaves here.
Fine by me. Then I wouldn't have to deal with assholes like you. But say you're right. I say it's better incentive for people to keep their slaves in line. It's why we don't get no upstarts here. And if we do, it's how we make sure they don't get too far.
Whatever. You don't scare me.
If you say so.
Oh, hey, would you look at the time? I think my match is about to start.
Right. You best be moving on.
And with that, we get to know Glenn. I went around the corner to the bathrooms he mentioned, but there was no water in the toilet, and it was already occupied. The guy's a liar. Now, while we were having that charming conversation, Johnny was chatting up Maddie. And sadly, we missed it because we were busy talking. However, if we triggered a quick conversation with Glenn, then quickly ran over to Maddie, we could have overheard what Johnny said.
Hello, Maddie. I want to offer you a shot at freedom.
I'm listening.
I'm going to make your master a lucrative offer to buy you. And when this is all done, you're free to go.
Are you kidding? Fuck that. They'll blow my collar if I lose.
Not if I disable it first.
All right. You got yourself a deal, mister. Oh, I can't wait to get out of here.
Oh, Johnny, you liar. No matter which option we choose, when ready, we can take a seat on the bench. The screen fades to black. We hear the roar of the crowd. Hopping back in our power armor, we can go down the hallway and enter the arena. And upon entry, we wait for a bit. And then... oh, brilliant! We only have 2 minutes to defeat this Grafton monster. However, if we had Johnny convince Maddie to throw her fight, we would have gotten 5 minutes. We never get infinite time, but we do get 3 extra minutes. Nothing to sneeze at. At this point, I bet you're wondering why I'm standing here firing on a Grafton monster with a shotgun. That's because I didn't come prepared with enough fusion cores. Those floaters sapped all the ones I had. I couldn't use my jetpack. I couldn't sprint. I couldn't even walk fast. I really thought ahead for this, didn't I? But, thankfully, Nuclear Dawn's chems came in handy. Now, so far I've only shown what happens if we win each match, and that's because losing cuts this entire event short. If we fail, at first everything appears to go as normal. Our quest log still says to wait for the end of the round results. But no one ever comes into the arena. We wait and wait and wait until our quest log updates defeat the firing squad. Then, one of the doors to concessions opens, and we lose a healthy dose of raider reputation. That's because we've deeply disappointed Johnny. Remember, at the very beginning of this quest, he told us how disappointed he would be if we had to resort to Plan B. And this is Plan B. You see, having failed the arena challenge, Sargento remotely tried to detonate our collar. But remember, Johnny put a dud around our neck. After having tried to detonate our collar and failing, Sargento instantly realized that the game was rigged. And so every raider in the arena turns hostile. We now have to fight our way all the way up to the top floor where Sargento is keeping Hal. We arrive in the hallway just outside of Hal's cell to find Sargento casually walking by. He appears to pay us no mind. And here we find Johnny just leaning against the wall. He doesn't bother to help us. No, he's pissed off that we made him resort to Plan B. Then we gotta kill all these raiders by ourselves. Only after every raider is dead does Johnny move. And then he doesn't address us. We don't unlock any new dialogue. Instead, he simply opens the door to Hal's cell, whereupon the quest continues as normal. So going back, let's find out what happens if we win the third and final match. They march Maximum Maddie out here, and the judges make their decision. Oh, Maddie, I almost feel bad. The crowd seemed to like it, however, and when the crowd dies down, Gentleman Johnny Weston comes out to chat.
Quick, listen up. Here's what's gonna happen now. Sargento will offer you a drink from the winner's cup. It's laced with a heavy sedative to knock you out and counter the adrenaline, in case you were to try something stupid. Here's a key. Keep it hidden. After you and Hal bust out, meet me here. Okay, look. Sargento's coming. He already wants to buy you, so other than the formalities, it's a done deal. Any questions?
What if Sargento doesn't want to buy me?
Sargento's a sick bastard, but he's a man of his word, if nothing else. He's not the type to renege on a deal.
Are you sure about meeting here?
Yeah. This place will be cleared out, and the guards won't be looking here. Besides, you seem like the bloodthirsty type. You may end up killing them all anyway.
You really have thought of everything.
It's what I do. Now you understand why Meg keeps me around.
We can pass a charisma check of 12 plus to say, if Sargento is paying me, I want a cut of whatever you're getting. But I didn't have that high of charisma, and I didn't have the right chems or gear to get that high, so instead we can say, no more questions, I'm good to go.
Alrighty. Time to get back into character then.
With that, Sargento walks into the arena.
Oi, Sargento.
Reggie, my friend. Your fighters perform just as well as you said. Now, there's a lot of profit to be made on a prime killer like this.
You sure you want to give him up? Yeah, mate. I'm chuffed. But I'm looking to move on out. And I think he's better served here with you.
Yeah, I get it. Gotta fetch a good price while you still can. Anything else I should know about this one?
Nah, a bit dim and may smell like a well-used loo. But that's the worst of it.
Ah, hey, you're a good one, Reg. You got yourself a deal. Yeah, we'll settle up after I, put him with my others. All right, my new slave. Time to celebrate with a drink from the winner's cup. Bottoms up.
We take a drink from the winner's cup, and we pass out. We awake in one of the arena box seats, and nearby, we find Hal.
New guy, huh? Hope you last longer than the last one.
What happened to the last one?
It's probably better if you didn't know. Unrelated side note, stick to the gruel they give you. Stay away from the meat.
You must be Hal.
I am. It's a little strange you know that.
Johnny and I are here to rescue you.
Wait, Johnny? I'm surprised he'd come to save me. That's great. What's the plan?
Wait, why is he surprised that Johnny came to rescue him? Now, here we have two options. We can say, I've got a key, we'll go right out the door and fight our way out. Or we can say, Johnny said you might have a plan.
Funny you should say. I've been working on my escape. Wasn't gonna go until tomorrow night, but now works. It took weeks, but I quietly dug out the wall behind the bookshelf with a rusty spoon. It'll take us into the next room over, then we can sneak away around the guards. Once you make a move, I'll be right behind you.
Either way, we can explore the place. Nearby, we find a skill level 1 locked wall safe with goodies inside, a first aid kit against the wall, and if we didn't want to choose the sneaky option, we can use the key that Johnny gave us to open the main door. So much for stealth. Guess I'll fight my way out. If we wanted to choose the stealthy option, we can head to the bookcase that Hal mentioned and slide it to the side. This reveals a hole leading to an adjoining room. We find a wet bar. On the countertop is a note, ideas for new match types. Ideas. Cage matches. Battle Royale. Ladies' night. Joust. Need to find something to write first. Turret matches. More fire. Chainsaws. Something with landmines? Carl, I need you to see which one of these we can actually do. Gotta keep the fans entertained. Know what I'm saying? Sargento. On the ground next to this note is a skill level 2 locked box safe. And in the next room over, we find a skill level 1 locked Civic Center tech terminal. Welcome, Carl Medeiros. Current arena mode, system offline. We find 3 options in the first important readme. Do not use unless authorized. This is not a joke. Changing settings while in development is hazardous. Risk of serious injury or death. In the next one, we can try to change arena mode. Notice, system arena undergoing maintenance. Options disabled. Then we can read notes. A place to keep notes for arena plans, no matter how ridiculous they are. We find 4 options in the first turret match. Sargento wants me to go forward with the turret match first. I rigged up some salvage turrets to the base of the mezzanine level. Need to work out the targeting issues to make matches fair. Sargento wants a catchy name for the matches. I like Rain of Lead. He likes Bullet Hell. Why bother asking me then? Should be good to go soon. Well, glad he got this set up. Johnny used these turrets to make our lives a lot easier. And the next one, tampering. Someone's been tampering with the arena mode system after hours. Nearly got the morning crew killed the other night when the turrets turned on them. This is a reminder to myself to keep this terminal password protected from now on, and to set it to maintenance mode so that no one else can make the same mistake. Could that have been Johnny preparing the site ahead of time? In the next one, lines. Just in case Sargento wants me to take over announcing sometime. Here we go, everyone! Are you excited to be here tonight? I know I am! Who wants to see blood? He just got murderized. It's kill or be killed. It's your favorite host, Carl. Wow, amazing. Holy bundles of amazingness. Oh, Carl, such bright dreams. I just don't think he's cut out to be an announcer. And in the final one, chainsaws. Got another note from Sargento that just said, chainsaws. I'm not sure what to do about it, because every time I ask him, he just says, chainsaws, you know, pow! Make it happen. Does he just want to give the fighters chainsaws and let them have at it? I don't even know where to get chainsaws anymore, let alone multiple chainsaws. Well, I mean, rippers, but I guess those aren't chainsaws. Beneath the terminal is a skill level 2 locked wall safe. And on the bar, we find a holotape. Be more careful.
Eugene, you've got to tell me when you're going to program them to fail. I lost 5 big ones last night. Jesus. Also, I found the holotape I left you just lying around. Be more careful.
I think that's a pre-Wastelanders holotape regarding the all-robots sporting events that went on here. Looks like Madeline was betting on them without realizing that Eugene had rigged the matches. Corruption in pre-war Watoga. When we make it out of the slave quarters, we have a sprawling place to explore. It's just huge, and it goes in a big loop. There are multiple floors. It can be really confusing. I imagine it could be pretty hair-raising to try and stealth our way through, but I was in my power armor and low on fusion cores, so I just used my shotgun.
We got trouble! I'm going down now!
Since this place is a bit of a labyrinth, instead of doing a play-by-play, I'll go over the major finds. In the kitchen, we find a skill level 0 locked wall safe with goodies inside. On the top floor, we find a Porta diner. We can try our luck. No dice. There are a number of sites that we can stop to admire. Most of these were here pre-Wastelanders, making good photo opportunities. Most of these are in the stadium seating. In the concession booth by section B5 on the top floor, we find a copy of Slideshow Snallygaster Part 2, which I covered in my lore video on the Snallygaster that you can watch here. In one of the concession booths, we find an end-of-dungeon steamer trunk, and on top of the food warmer, we find the VIP booth offer note. Dear sirs, I have attended over 40 events at Watoga Civic Center, and I have yet to see the Garahan's use of the VIP booth more than once. I've been on the waiting list to take over the booth for the last year and a half, and your staff has the nerve to keep telling me it's taken. By who? They're never there. If it's a question of money, I'm more than willing to double my last offer. It's time the Garahans moved on. I await your answer. Philip Worthington III, Esquire. Well, I think we know why the Garahans never showed up. The Garahans probably hated robots by now. Their excavator suit had lost the challenge against the Hornwright auto miners. They did their best to fight automation taking over their industry, but after losing the competition, they relented and bought some of Hornwright's auto miners. They probably wouldn't be the biggest fans of a bunch of sports teams comprised entirely of robots. Perhaps that can explain their absence from their own VIP booth. When at last we finally find a path that leads down to the arena, we find Johnny waiting for us.
Johnny! How the heck are you? Thanks for busting me out of there.
Hal, my man. You look like hell. And it suits you, because that's exactly where you're going.
Wow! He killed him! Johnny, what's going on?
Hey, thanks, Vault Dweller.
What the hell, Johnny? You just shot him. After all that?
I did.
Well, I think I deserve an explanation.
You do.
I'm sure you had a very good reason for that. Can we go now?
Sure. Sorry for misleading you, but if you knew I was only coming here to kill Hal, you probably wouldn't have come along.
Why did you kill him?
Hal ripped me off. On our last job, he took way more than his fair share of the cut, then lied about it. By the time I found out, he had decided to part ways under the guise of not wanting to settle down at the crater. I needed to send a message that no one pulls a fast one on Gentleman Johnny Weston.
You should have told me. I would have still come along.
Sorry, that wasn't a risk I was willing to take, but hey, now I know better for next time.
I really don't care. Let's go.
All business and no questions with you. It's good.
That was cold, Johnny. Did you have to kill him?
In this business, you gotta be cold. Look at it this way. All at once I got my revenge and saved him from a lifetime of servitude. Think of it as a small mercy.
Why bother saving him at all?
It was purely personal. Hal crossed me, I had to be the one to do him in. Not some two-bit wannabe Roman emperor like Sargento.
How do I know I can trust you now?
Easy. Don't ever try to pull any shit with me like Hal did. And you'll never have to worry about me pulling a trigger in your face. Before we go, there's one small matter we should discuss. I want you to tell Meg I get a 50% cut of the gang's share of the vault loot. Or I walk.
50%? No way! You've got some nerve!
Meg knows she needs me. So now you get to decide whether I'm worth it. Or if we call this whole thing off.
Now we could pass a charisma check of 8 to say, you know that's absurd. 25% or nothing. Final offer. But I had used up all of my great mentats. So we could go along with it and say, fine, I'll tell her your rate.
Great, and it's settled. Pleasure doing business with you. Back to the crater then, shall we?
But if we choose this option, we again lose a healthy dose of raider reputation. A better option is to have said, you're a greedy stubborn ass. Either accept lower or tell Meg yourself.
All right, you drive a hard bargain. 25% it is. Back to the crater then, shall we?
With that, we complete the old Weston shuffle, and we get a huge boost of raider reputation. We then begin the quest, siding with Crater. Make a choice to side with Crater for the Vault 79 heist. Annoyingly, if we try to follow Johnny out of here, he just walks into a nearby bathroom and gets stuck. So we gotta find the way out ourselves. This is a point of no return for the Vault 79 quest. If we continue any further with the Raiders, we side with the Raiders at the expense of the settlers at Foundation. We now need to choose to either move forward with the Raiders or to explore what the settlers have to offer. We'll make that choice in my next episode. I publish new Fallout videos each and every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss that episode, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have already but you still feel like you're missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter at Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I have a shirt shop with completely unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. You can find them on other products as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members and patrons on Patreon are becoming increasingly important as YouTube continues to make platform changes that make the future of YouTube monetization uncertain. So to all of my patrons on Patreon and my members on YouTube, you have my sincerest thanks. I couldn't do this without you. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.